How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 293, which is entitled Hero Saturated Society.
You false hero! These streets must run with the blood of hypocrites! Come on! Just try and stop me, you fakes!
We'll pull those false heroes down from their shining pedestals. And in doing so, we'll create a bright new future for this world.
Now that title sounds very Stain-esque, so my best guess is that we're dealing with Dabi still trying to expose Hero Society to all of Japan. Though I would not be surprised if Stain magically appeared in this chapter, considering the amount of crazy reveals that have been happening these past couple of chapters, and last chapter was no exception, because the ending gave us a 1 in a million reveal.
Power!
There's our man, there's our man, there's our boy!
My boy, Mirio Togata has arrived on scene, has his quirk back, and is currently keeping best Jeanist safe from the incoming high-end Nomus, so that way they can keep Machia restrained. That was an ending reveal I think most of us were not expecting, but I am just so happy and glad and excited to have my boy Mirio back in action. Though, going into this chapter, I am hoping that we are going to get some backstory explaining how Mirio is back in action and how he got his quirk back, which I'm guessing will be tied into Aries' training over the past 3 months.
Correct!
But I am just excited and anxious to see where this week's chapter is going to go. So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 293, and let's kick this chapter off with seeing the 6th character popularity poll color spread.
Hey guys! Are you ready?
Yo, Horikoshi never disappoints with these color pages right here. This looks amazing! But I don't see a number on anyone's clothing showing where they placed in the top 10. So I'm probably gonna have to look at the results after the chapter, but I think it's a safe bet to say that our Trinity placed 1, 2, and 3 with Bakugo, Deku, and Shoto. That is a given. But I love the clothes that our Trinity is rocking up front. And then we got Ida rocking the trench coat and the top hat. Behold. Of course, our boy Kirishima rocking no shirt.
Jacob, keep your shirt on! No!
Red Riot demands to go shirtless. And then we got Aizawa rocking an eye patch, which is interesting. I wonder if that's foreshadowing for later on after this arc is over. We got Endeavor and Hawks, Shigaraki lurking in the background.
What?
And then this man right here.
What the fuck?
Why the hell is Shindo in the top 10?
I have no idea!
He hasn't been relevant since the licensing exam arc, and showed up for one panel during the Endeavor Agency arc, and has yet to show up for this current arc thus far. And yet he's in the top 10.
That doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense. I would honestly take him out and put Mirko in his place. Mirko deserves to be in the top 10 after what she did at the beginning of this arc. I can't believe that Yoshindo's in the top 10. That is crazy. So, excluding him, overall, this color page spread is amazing. Absolutely love it. But now I want to actually dive into the chapter and see my boy Mirio in action. Let's go. And speak of the devil, on the first page, we just have this action shot of Mirio in his full costume, permeating right out of the ground.
Hello,
And then another panel showing little Eri looking so adorable in this panel as she is just munching down on a cookie.
Adorable.
But if you look at her horn, it has shrunk. It's gotten smaller. So she definitely used her power on Mirio. But how recently did she use it? That's what I want to know.
What?
And then going down to Deku, who has the same reaction as he had at the end of last chapter, shocked to see Mirio here. You're here, Lemillion? But how?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Yesterday.
Maybe not that long.
We got word from the villa about what's happening, so I rushed over using my special permeation mode of travel. You see, the villain hideout that the Night Eye Agency is keeping tabs on isn't far from here. I've only been on sabbatical for half a year, not long enough to trigger any nostalgia just yet.
Yesterday.
And we're getting a flashback. This is what I wanted to see this chapter, going back to UA. Bubble Girl was nice enough to tell me about the multi-pronged battle plan going down tomorrow, and I want to help out. So this went down the day before the raid started. So it was only just yesterday Eri gave Mirio his quirk? And we can see Eri getting a ponytail from Ochiko right here, Aizawa grabbing some cookies from Eri's bag, and Deku was present during this. So how is he so surprised to see Lemillion on scene if he knows Eri gave him his quirk back? I know you've been practicing on bugs and lizards these past 2 months using small amounts of energy. And then we can see Eri using her quirk on the lizard to have it grow its tail back. I've seen the progress you're making. Hey! And we see Mirio bowing to Eri, pleading for her to do this. So please, Eri, I'm sorry for using you like this, but won't you try out your rewind power on me?
All right.
And Eri looks back to Aizawa to make sure it's okay, and as he's chewing on his cookie, he's like, go ahead. Use your power on him. And we see Eri putting her hands on Mirio's face as she has tears in her eyes. Don't be sorry. This is why I'm training.
If Eri's quirk becomes usable and she learns how to control it, then I bet we'll have our invincible man back in no time.
Thank you, Eri. Oh, that is really nice. A nice, short little backstory explaining what happened. That's what I wanted, and that's exactly what we got. And if you look at Eri's horn in this panel too, you can see how much larger it is the day before, and where it is at present, how much it has shrunken. So she definitely used up a lot of her power to rewind Mirio so he has his quirk back. And now she has to stockpile that energy back up in order to use her quirk again.
The docs figured out Eri's horn is where her quirk is released from.
Yeah. He said it'd gotten smaller, so it should be fine.
Truth, it had. But it's slowly starting to get bigger again.
And we have a high end. Looks like he's shooting rocks at Mirio from its mouth, but those are just permeating right through Lemillion. Still, even my power ain't enough to take down these Nomu with one punch. So... And he's just moving in as the other high ends are going after Best Jeanist. Someone! Anyone! And Mirio's just screaming, help! And we have a sparkle, a glint in the background. It's Bakugo. Bakugo is moving in to protect Best Jeanist right here. Let's go. The explosions from that time were like nothing I'd ever done. All condensed, faster, stronger too.
Know my power.
I've never felt that sensation, like being on death's door in a total crisis. Yo, and he is thinking back to when he protected Deku, how fast he had to move. His body moved before he had a chance to think, and apparently he's used more powerful condensed explosions than he's ever used before. So him sacrificing himself and willing to save someone has pushed his powers beyond its limits and has kind of awakened them a little bit to where now he can use more condensed and stronger explosions to move a lot quicker. And that's exactly what he's doing. You can see all these condensed explosions in the area that he was, and he is zooming in to protect Best Jeanist, who is now being surrounded and about to be mangled by several high ends.
I'll show you what makes someone a hero.
Let's do this. I'll blast this villain with everything I've got!
Yo! Double page spread right here, and everyone is moving in right now. We got Ida coming in with a reciprocal kick. We got Lemillion with a power punch. Bakugo with his explosions.
Behold.
Yo! Even Nejire moved in! She wasn't KO'd.
My hair! He shot my hair! Son of a bitch.
Ooh, but if you look at her, her hair got singed. Not all of it's there. That's gonna piss Hato off. You don't mess with the dude. You do not mess with a woman's hair. I love seeing everyone move in to protect Best Jeanist in this moment. That is amazing. And then Bakugo, in his mind, is just saying, gotta save. He's prioritizing saving in this moment rather than winning. And then Ida's just like, Bakugo, I can't take my eyes off you for even a second. You mustn't push yourself. It could be fatal. And then Mirio says, Nejire, you okay? Feeling just peachy now that you're here, Togata. Weird, huh? And you see her licking the side of her face that got burned. That is badass. Let's go, Nejire. And then Best Jeanist is talking to Bakugo. Well, have you experienced the world, Bakugo? That name was temporary. I held off on the big reveal until you could hear it. Are we about to get Bakugo's hero name right now? Let's go, let's get it. Your alias represents your desires, but you are still naive to the ways of the world. Once you've earned your provisional license in your second year, return to me, and on that day, tell me your chosen name. Starting today, I'm Great Explosion Murder God DYNAMIGHT.
King Explosion Murder.
I'm gonna say that one's a little too violent.
Oh, what do you mean? Lord Explosion Murder!
That's basically the same thing.
Hello, lucky person. You got the number right, cause you are talking to Kid a Dynamite! 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 Pure Dynamite! Dynamite!
He has too much pride. So then, what do I do with him?
Oh my god. He really hasn't changed since they chose their names the first time. But honestly, it's a fitting name for him. The Great Explosion Murder God DYNAMIGHT!
Dynamite!
He had to keep murder in the name. He just had to. We went from Lord Explosion Murder to King Explosion Murder, now to the Great Explosion Murder God DYNAMIGHT. Went from Lord to King, and now to a god. He has ascended. And I also really too like the fact, DYNAMIGHT, he kept might in his hero name. A little reference to All Might. I like that. There is no way Best Jeanist is going to love that name after hearing it.
You've much yet to learn.
Yup. Best Jeanist hears that, he's like, oh my god, have you learned nothing during your internship? He's like, how childish. And Ida's like, what a mouthful. Nejire says disturbing, Compress says tacky, Spinner goes super tacky, LOL. And Mirio is laughing. He has a smile on his face. He's gotta be the only one hearing the name is like, awesome name, bro, love it. Mirio's just laughing. A fine hero name with a real sense of humor to it. Ain't nothing funny about it. And Bakugo just slams onto the ground. He doesn't even brace for impact. He can't even move his arms.
You gonna do superhero landing? Wait for it. Woo! Superhero landing.
That's a superhero landing, if I've ever seen one. A world without smiles and humor has no bright future.
After all, without joy and laughter to balance the sorrow, this world cannot hope to have a bright future.
No offense intended, buddy. That's just my motto. Of course, he is living by Sir Night Eye's last words to him. I mean, he told him. He viewed his future and said, you are going to be a fantastic hero someday. He read his future and then said those final words before he passed. You'll love to see it. Anywho, looks like their boss is going nowhere fast. As you see, Compressed Spitter and Shigaraki still tied up super tight. And then Machia still straining to break free from his constraints. So what do you say we wrap this up? Coming in with the puns, Mirio. Love it.
Meanwhile...
Yo, switching to the other side of Machia, dealing with Toya and Shoto.
Flame on!
And Toya is just giving Shoto a bear hug right here.
Hit me! Fight me! Give me a hug! Really?
Hug me, brother!
Aw, your friends are having a blast down there. Poor Shoto. No fun for you, just pain. But you're burning up too. Seriously? It's great that you were raised with love. I'm fine, because I'm really happy right now. Cause look at that face. And Endeavor has not moved. Frozen in place. He's rebooting right now.
Oh no!
The guy's about to watch his puppet masterpiece burn up and die in the fire of his failed experiment. And he can't do anything. Ugh. I said, look! He's totally broken inside. Full page panel shot of just Toya's face burning up in his flames. Shoto, once my fire burns you to ash, I wonder what kind of face that'll make. He is enjoying this moment. He's had it planned out for so long, and now it is coming to fruition. As he just bear hugs Shoto and just tries to burn him alive with him along with it. Just Toya and Shoto burning up together.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yo, Black Whip! Deku coming in clutch right here! He separated Toya, grabbed a hold of him with Black Whip, and then pushed Shoto out of the way. And Toya just looks down and sees Deku, and he's like, ugh! The others are backing up Jeanist. So I've got you, Todoroki. Who cares if my arms and legs are done?
Open your mouth!
Floppy style!
What the fuck?
And of course there's my tongue. I can stick it out about 20 meters.
Yo! He's using Black Whip out of his mouth! I didn't even know that was possible! He is mimicking Froppy in this moment and utilizing Black Whip. I thought he only could really utilize it out of his arms. But I guess if you have an imagination, you could just use it wherever. You can use it for his legs, his mouth, maybe some other places, who knows? And then just more flames coming from Toya. This is a family affair, none of your business. It is my business, cause Todoroki's my friend, and Endeavor's my mentor who made me stronger. Sure, the past never dies. And that's why I'm watching Endeavor real hard as he tries to be better. And guess what? You aren't Endeavor. Yo, that parallel right there.
Endeavor, I am not almighty.
What? What are you talking about?
And the same goes for Todoroki. He may be your son, but he isn't you. It's yours! Your quirk, not his!
That boy.
Going all the way back to the sports festival, when Deku said he may be your son, but he isn't you. It's your power, not his. Yo, I love it. Deku is like the therapist for the Todoroki family. He just barges into the family drama and then just ends up fixing everything. He probably won't fix Toya, but he might snap Endeavor out of the frozen funk he is in by saying those lines right there. And then Toya, just with a grin on his face, laughing. Ha 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 ha! Way to state the obvious. But still, you gotta pity me, right? That agent of justice did some vile stuff, and I'm the result. And you can see the threads starting to break more and more. Best Jeanist is losing his grip. He's not gonna be able to hold on. Evil is thriving. Justice is losing this war. All I'm doing is showing you sentimental goats. Who's to blame for that?
Oh, no!
And it snapped.
For the glory of my master.
Oh, shit!
We're gonna fucking die.
Yo. Machia is breaking free. He's snapping the fibers, breaking free from Best Jeanist's hold. They're done for. Who else is going to be able to stop Machia in this moment?
You gonna learn today?
And Deku looks over to see everything snapping and Machia breaking free and says, this feeling, just like earlier, the future coming down the pipeline is one where all that schmaltz and lip service is going to get blown away by the chaos. And we just have Mirio noticing what's going on and just says, yikes, as Best Jeanist is reeling back and saying, he's back up. I've lost control.
Know my power.
Yo, let's go! Endeavor! Get that music playing in the background. Just another hero.
I can't be allowed to look pathetic. Not in this moment. Flash fire fixed.
Endeavor just stepped up, got out of his frozen funk thanks to Midoriya's words, and just came in with a fiery Fire Fist directed right at Machia's head, at his jaw. Just decked him. Oh, way to go, Endeavor. Power suddenly all gone. And Machia just comes crashing back down onto the ground, and someone just screams, Machia! Machia just got knocked the fuck out!
You got knocked the fuck out, bitch!
Right in the jaw, just knocked him down to the ground. No strength.
You what?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Machia has no strength? That reminds me. The message I got from the gang at the villa. They said their strategy had no effect. But look! The sedative must have worked!
Sedative! Give him a sedative!
Oh, Jim! Sedative!
On the nosy!
It was delayed, but it is coming in clutch right now. Thanks to the students back at the villa with Momo's plan to throw the sedative into Machia's mouth. It took a while, but it is finally taking effect. They said their strategy had no effect, but look, the sedative must have worked. Indeed, someone out there weaved this thread of hope. That is the end of this chapter. Next chapter hits December 13th.
thinking about it from the beginning. His weakness.
Yo, this was a good chapter. I like the stuff that went down in this chapter. And it really does feel like with this ending, there is just so much hope right now for our heroes to pull a victory after all of the destruction, the chaos, and the tragedy that has transpired for this arc. Because with Machia going down, thanks to the sedative, how else are the villains going to get out of this situation? Because Machia was their trump card. He was the taxi, the Uber driver that was going to grab everyone and just take the villains out of this situation. But with him down, what's going to come and save the villains? Because if no one does, then our heroes will get a W this arc, and then would everyone then be put into Tartarus? Is everyone going to be put into jail at that point? And then will this lead to the prison break arc that many of us have been speculating will happen eventually? We'll have to wait and see, but I'm glad to see that the sedative did in fact work, and I just can't wait to see what next chapter has in store for us. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 293 of My Hero Academia. A lot went down in this chapter, but I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on everything that we got, especially with Mirio and Aries flashback at the beginning. What were your guys' thoughts on getting to see that? And then finally, also getting the reveal of Bakugo's hero name, Great Explosion Murder God, DYNAMIGHT! What are your guys' reactions and thoughts when that got revealed? And then with the ending of this chapter, with Machia finally being sedated, what is going to happen now to our villains, and how is this going to tie all in to the ending of this arc, which is vastly approaching? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. That's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 294 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra.